The towering ice monster lumbered towards me. Desmond darted to one side, his body blanketed in snow. Dylan, move, it wants to kill you. Libra clutched at my frozen hand. Dylan, make it go away. I'll fix it, shouted Bonnie defiantly. She held Mouse back at the ape-like creature. Crunch! Its massive fist crushed my back and tossed it aside. A roar erupted from its 3-meter-high body. Then it lunged at me. I tried to run, but my legs were too frozen to obey. My heart thundered, and soon I knew I would be crushed as flat as my stool bag. No, stop, cried a voice. Then it shouted again in a language I didn't understand. I swung around and saw a certain figure was emerging through the blizzard. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was the old ghost I'd seen in the arcade. Snow spattered his wrinkled features. His eyes shone in their pools of red blood, and his black lips were set in a grim straight line. No, Blight, no, he called. He uttered more words in the same foreign tongue and raised his hand. The ice monster halted in his tracks. Its chest heaved with anger. Its eyes and crusted eyes flashed at me. I saw pure hatred in them and shuddered. Bonnie let out a scream. Her gaze flitted from the ice creature to the ghostly old man in the black coat. Terror wrote itself across her face and gripped my arm. Is that the ghost you saw in the arcade? She gasped. Yes, I told her. Now do you believe me? For a moment I enjoyed seeing Bonnie so sad. Then I felt really mean. I wish I never written the essay. Somehow it had put my friends in danger. I turned to the old ghost, pushing back my fear. What are you doing here? I asked him. Have you been following me? You should be grateful that I have, Dylan. Otherwise you would be dead by now. You made Blight very angry. What did I do? I demanded, glancing again at the vengeful monster. It looked like it wanted to rip me apart. That icicle you found on the ceiling was his. It was the beacon he used when he navigated his way to your school. Desmond's eyes widened. So it was a radio transmitter. The old man gave him a scathing look. Not in the way you think. Blight and his people don't use electronics. They use a special form of polar ice that contains a rare mineral with magnetic properties. Each icicle serves as a navigational beacon in much the same way humans use compasses and radar whenever they travel. They place icicles to mark the route that they have taken. The icicles are not affected by weather or temperature. That is how Blight and his people can always find their way back home again. His red-put eyes dropped to the broken icicles. But now you have destroyed this icicle. You've broken the chain. Without this icicle, they cannot locate the one they have placed before it, nor the one they placed before that. And that means they cannot go back to where their journey began. They cannot escape. They are trapped here. I don't understand, Libra shivered. Terror strangled her voice. Who is Blight? Is he some kind of an ice ghost? No, the old man replied with a faint smile. I am the only ghost here, the ghost of a scientist named Dr. Ziegler. But what did you mean when you said Blight and his people? Asked Bonnie. Do you mean he? She made a sickening swallowing noise. He isn't alone. There are others like him. Blight is the leader of his people. Dr. Ziegler's ghost explained. He commands many thousands of sleepers. Sleepers? I echoed. My brain felt like it was in a deep freeze zone. What are you talking about? The sleepers were the half-dead, Dr. Ziegler replied, frozen in time and forgotten. But now they are awake, truly awake, and you have witnessed their power. But why have they come to our school? I asked, still confused. Before I tell you that, there is something you must realize about Blight and the Sleepers, the old doorstep between the towering ice monster and us. He lowered his voice. Man's pollution has destroyed their environment, and now man thinks the sleepers have come to destroy his. The blizzard howled around us, piling snow and ice knee-deep now in our classroom. Through the jail, I heard the school bell ring. I heard the school bell. It was the last thing I heard before everything went blank.